With many students getting ready to return to the classroom, we're continuing our back to school coverage, highlighting the issues that hit home for many right here in the state line. Our 13 WRX's Dylan Valencia is taking a closer look at the absenteeism rate and what two districts are doing to combat the issue. Good morning, Dylan.
Yeah, Manny, good morning. Well, student absent rates are at an all-time high in the country right now, with COVID really making the problem much worse. Now, here in the state of Illinois, the law is that students can miss no more than 10% of class time. Oregon and Rockford schools are bringing in measures to have less empty chairs in the classroom.
A lot of them realized, hey, I can do school at home. And we have some of our kids with chronic absenteeism that are very good students, and they do well at home, but they're just not here. So we know that that's not particularly best for their social emotional well-being.
Chronic absenteeism hits home for many districts, with the COVID-19 pandemic only exacerbating the problem. Last year, at Oregon Junior Senior High School alone, 44 students out of 600 fell into the chronic absenteeism category. That's missing 10% or more out of the entire school year.
We find sometimes that if we are dealing with adults that didn't value school, then we're dealing with kids that aren't necessarily valuing school.
For Oregon, they attribute the issue to the comfort of at-home classes. However, other issues have arisen, with at-risk youth missing class. This is where their intervention programs kick in.
We unfortunately have several of our students that are categorized as homeless. So that's an at-risk youth. That they face particular challenges that a lot of our other students don't. So we pay particular close attention and build relationships with them and whoever they may be staying with.
In development, they have a Hawks Take Flight program where they intervene with students and families facing difficult situations. But Oregon is one of many, with RPS 205 also seeing higher absent numbers.
We do think a bus driver shortage was problematic for student attendance, and we've really worked hard to address that with our partners. If a student lives within 1.5 miles, minus some other criteria, but general rule, 1.5 miles within the school, they're responsible for their own transportation, typically walking.
Right now, the state only provides funding for transportation outside of 1.5 mile radius.
One thing we're going to be trying for the first time is having some differential transportation, but we are going to pay a local cost to transport some students in a few of our schools to see if that helps increase attendance.
The district is seeking aid from an outsourced company to provide more transportation within that 1.5 mile zone.
Good thing we live really close to Lincoln, so we're not even on a bus route, but if we did, we'd have to find rides to school.
Alyssa, a parent of RPS 205, thankfully doesn't have issues getting her daughter to school, but wants action from the community to combat the absenteeism rates. But also more communication from the district if there are issues with students in schools.
We need to take care of our kids and raise them ourselves. You know, it's not up to the teachers to raise them. So I feel like if we put a little more effort as a community as to raising our kids, giving the values, you know, teaching them the respect and everything they need, that will help a lot more.
Both schools hoping to alleviate the absentee rate in different ways. For RPS 205, the district has a total of 170 bus routes and only hope to add more. And their partnership with First Student Buses provides the staffing for drivers, and they're hoping this can bring more students to class. Now, just like we shared Oregon's numbers, we also did request Rockford's latest absenteeism numbers from last year. They have yet to be released, but once we do have that information, we'll make sure to share it with you.